You're listening to the best of the Morning X, dropping back into the interview from a few moments ago. This is the original 99X.
Karen Duffy is here, who is in town today at Georgia State.
I'm really fascinated by this. You woke up, you had this terrible headache to the point where you knew that it was more than just a migraine or more than just a hangover. How did the doctor tell you what you had, and what goes through you when you find out that you have a brain tumor?
Well, what happened is that, like a lot of people who are listening who possibly have a serious illness, it takes a while to figure out. So you go through an odyssey, and it took a year of misdiagnosis, and
Just
say,
wondering.
Well, well, because it was pretty rare that I would get it in my brain. So it's really, I don't know. I just never was like, oh, why me? I was kind of, hey, why not, man? I've been, everything else I've done is 1 in a million. Why not, this?
What's the prognosis?
Well, you're going to have to shoot me. Now, I feel great. And I think because of having the credibility and the experience of actually, being currently treated as a patient, I've learned a lot of lessons. And possibly the most galvanizing is that when you have a limited amount of time and a finite amount of energy, it's up to you to live them, with as much honor and value, and squeeze as much fun as you can out of every moment.
And this hit you when your career was at its peak.
Yeah,
Really.
Right when I was really just, I figured, how
you were
much more
starting
fun
to take
did it
off,
get? Yeah.
and then what? The first moment when you came back from how long did you wait before you went to the doctor? When you woke up at
I
the
went
EMS?
right from the airport.
Oh, you went right there,
yeah.
and then at that point they didn't know, though, right?
But they saw something.
They saw something.
Yeah, they saw something. They saw like a mastacholi. My neurologist is Italian, and he says it's the size of a mastacholi, which is like the size of a penne noodle.
And then do you go home and just the soul searching begins? And you at that point choose you're going to either be sullen and removed, or you're going to be aggressive and be you.
No, I think you vacillate between those. But I didn't really do a whole lot of soul searching because I was in shock more than anything, and I was really ashamed, which is kind of tweaked, and I think that's really an interesting emotion. That I was so embarrassed that I had this essentially incurable illness, and I was like, oh man, if I just I let my parents down, and I that was kind of weird, and that took me the longest to kind of work my way through, was just the feeling of shame.
So at some point, I'm guessing I guess human nature would you would ask the question, okay, doc, how long do I have?
Yeah, and he was like, cash, eat a lot of junk food and run up your credit cards. And I was like, come on.
Don't buy any ripe bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
No, what? Seriously.
No, that's what he said.
Well, wait a minute.
Eat a lot of junk food and run up your credit cards.
Yeah, they were saying.
So he was saying that you didn't have much.
Yeah, and I figured, well, you know what? No one's still, you get hit by a bus tomorrow too, buddy. It's not only me.
Did he really say it? Did he really?
Yeah, it's been.
Is he a comedian or trying to be, or what?
It's amazing that.
I don't know if I want my doctor to deliver it that way.
I know.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's an interesting experience being the patient, because usually I'm the bossy one, and all of a sudden I've got to acquiesce to some, smarty pants who I probably, gave a wedgie to in high school. So, I that was a brain surgeon, and that was somebody who I said, I just didn't want to deal with that. And so, you move on. I think one of our blindest purchases we ever make is our health care. And it's up to you. If you don't like it, forget about it. Find somebody new. I found a great guy who's he's essentially saying, we're going to have to shoot you. He's like, don't worry. He goes, you're going to die of something else. So.
Because I was going to say, because it's been a few years.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah. This was it's been 3.5 years.
Were you
people
working
like
at
that
MTV at the time?
Be working.
Just
well,
finished.
You had just finished with MTV.
I was on TV Nation and had a TV pilot deal for Disney, and then I was working at Revlon, and that was pretty cool too. Revlon was like when I, because all of a sudden, I'm steroid bloated, I'm bald head, and I didn't think there'd be a big rush for that type of model. So I was like, maybe with my steroids I could do Revlon aftershave, and they were like, you know what, we hired you for your inner beauty. Chill out. We'll
That's
work
great.
with you, which is really cool.
Did the steroids just mess you up?
Oh, baby, I had roid rage in the world. I turned into Felix Unger.
Really?
Yes,
Like what?
I just would clean. Now, and I'm pretty much of a sloppy slouch. I mean, I show up here, I'm like still putting my shoes on. This made me just clean and be incredibly punctual. And I mean, I'd be like 20 minutes early, and if you weren't there, just smoke would come out of my ears. And I knew it was the drugs that I was on. But it's amazing how steroids really can have that effect on people.
But you're still taking chemo, or you're still under chemo.
You know, I have been doing. I just finished up about 9 weeks ago.
Now your
I was taking it every
hair,
week.
but you have hair now.
Rogaine.
Rogaine.
I'm not kidding.
Well, I thought Rogaine just grows hair back very like little peach fuzz kind of stuff.
For me, it just kept it in.
Are you telling me that if
got a
not
full
for
head of hair.
Rogaine, you have a
You got
full head of
gray hair.
Yeah, I mean,
A
I don't know.
thick-
It's also I'm lucky.
Well, you need to be doing a deal with Rogaine.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I got
I mean,
one thing in a nut.
Because I see all these men with Rogaine, and it just kind of looks like chia
Really?
on their
Yeah,
head. I mean, this is like a full head of hair. So you're saying if not for the Rogaine, you would
Who
still
knows?
have
I
no.
mean, I just figured, why not try it? I was like, can anything bad happen to me if I try it? My
You know what?
doc's like,
and you
yeah,
have
take it.
eyebrows, and you're
Well, also it's different. Different. It affects people differently. And I went every week. A lot of people go for like 3 weeks and then stop and go back for another 3 weeks. But I've consistently for 3 years have gone every week.
Well, your courage is very touching, and you're very.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
You
I'm
exude
very
this
moved.
just like
you.
powerful woman. Like, I'm not going to let it get me down.
Sure.
Full steam ahead.
What's your
Yeah.
workload like?
Actually, it's been great. The Charlie girl and the Almay girl.
There's a fragrance
for
that you
Revlon.
can wear, and they call it Charlie.
And so I do that, and then I'm working on a TV show, and then with the Bravo show, The Awful Truth, and then I'm an entertainment correspondent for HBO.
That's right.
Which has been really fun. I was just
Are you going to the Oscars?
I went last year, and I was Roger Ebert's sidekick because. Sadly enough, Gene Siskel had passed on, so that was a ball. And I don't know. I think I was a little too wild that day.
As entertainment correspondent for HBO, have you been able to go down to the set of like Oz and The Sopranos and all the cool shows they're doing?
Yeah, it's funny. My best girlfriend, Aida Totoro. is
Oh,
on the
yeah,
show.
sure.
And then Jimmy Gandolfini, the guy. We went to high school together.
You're kidding.
Really?
Wait a
Hey-
minute.
High school?
Yeah.
Gandolfini looks like he's like 40-something years old.
No, he's 37.
James Gandolfini, who plays Tony Soprano, is in his 30s?
Yeah.
God, I
can
thought he
see
was
that.
near 50.
I thought so too.
It's
I thought-
funny. I'll be glad to hear that.
So you knew each
Oh,
other in high school.
he is.
Yeah, he
That's
was
a
voted
gas.
best looking.
Yeah, great. He's a great actor.
Gandolfini was voted best looking?
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to argue with
No,
Tony
do
Soprano.
not argue with him.
But, well, that's got to be cool to see him doing such great work.
You
I
know,
mean,
there's nothing better than seeing the people that you love just kick ass.
I
There's
can't-
nothing better.
I am like shocked to find out he's not even 40 years old.
Nope.
Karen, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Karen Duffy, thank
We'd
you.
love for you to keep in touch with us.
All right, definitely
Seriously.
I will. Thanks a lot.
The best of the Morning X. 99X.